Welcome everyone back to Unfiltered, where we break down the top Ohio State sports all the way down to our latest predictions in just 10 minutes. The clock starts now. But wait, we know it's obviously been a while, right? We're back though, and you may see some familiar faces, and some faces may be new. But obviously to my right, we have Daria Smith. To my left, we have Kierra Richardson. Then we also have Ryan Mathews, who is back. So, guys, I want to get your opinion on how excited are you to be starting this show, again, Unfiltered, a sports talk show where we break down the top Ohio State sports.
I'm just so excited to be back. I missed it so much last year, so I'm excited to start talking about sports. So much has happened, so I'm excited to get into it.
Yeah.
To top off what Ryan said, I'm very excited. Love talking about football and even more sports. So it's just a great experience, so I'm happy to be here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I agree. It's a great experience, a great opportunity, and I love talking about sports and being able to do it alongside three amazing women. I'm super excited.
I can't top that, y'all. I'm just excited to be back in general. But yeah, guys, there's obviously some new faces here, but it's still the same content. So let's talk about the previous game between Ohio State and Northwestern at Wrigley Field, one of the most historic sport venues in the world, home to the Chicago Cubs. And despite the Buckeyes being at a different sports venue, they did not miss a single beat at all. They won 31-7. They had a very well-balanced offensive and defensive attack. They blocked one punt, their second straight punt in 2 games blocked. Do you guys know how hard it is to block a punt? You literally have to leapfrog over defenders. It is ridiculous. It is crazy. But for me personally, this game meant more than just football. Ryan Day mentioned it, saying basically, when you cross those lines, the game doesn't care about what you've been through. And obviously, we all know Carnell Tate lost his mother last year due to gun violence. And he's talked about, obviously, how much his teammates and coaches have been there to support him. He had 2 touchdowns. He had about 30 family members come out and support him. It was just a great scene to be a part of. We took some great pictures of him and his family. And he was just overall just very excited of how supportive his teammates has been during this time. So what are your guys' thoughts on the game itself of Carnell Tate, just of what he's done?
Oh, yeah, for me, it's amazing to see Carnell Tate get, have a breakout game. I feel we're always talking about Jeremiah Smith. We're always talking about Emeka Egbuka. But, I've always thought that Carnell Tate was one of the more underrated, wide receivers for Ohio State. And just to see him come out, like you said, homecoming game, and just put up 2 touchdowns. And you could feel the emotion watching the game. You could see how his teammates rallied behind him and really supported him. So I thought it was amazing to see Carnell Tate have that breakout game, and I hope he continues, moving forward to have these types of games.
Yeah, and you mentioned, obviously, an underrated receiver. I think we all know who Marvin Harrison Jr. is, right? We all know who Marvin Harrison Jr. is. And he said last year, Carnell Tate is at a better position in his career right now than when he was a sophomore. That's saying a lot coming from Marvin Harrison Jr., right? So it's I totally agree with what you're saying. As you mentioned, obviously, we talk a lot about Jeremiah Smith, Emeka, but Carnell Tate can easily be a number 1. Easily. And next year when Emeka goes to the draft, I think we'll see him take that next step as well. Definitely. So it's going to be great. But obviously, again, Ohio State faced Northwestern, a Big Ten team. I mean, obviously they won 31-7. It had a couple, shifts in the rankings, but not too much in the Big Ten at least. Ryan, could you give us your thoughts on what the Big Ten is looking like right now so far after that game?
Yeah, so just to backtrack a little bit, the Big Ten has changed a lot and has shifted this past season with teams added Oregon, Washington, and 2 from my hometown, UCLA and USC. So yes, I had to. But there's actually 4 teams right now that is in the top 10 of the AP top 25 who are Big Ten teams. But this past weekend, like we talked about, Ohio State, who's ranked number 3, played against Northwestern, who's ranked number 16 in the Big Ten.
Bottom of the barrel.
Right. Right. But however, going into next week, the Buckeyes are planned to face Indiana, who's ranked number 2 in the Big Ten and number 5 in the AP Top 25. Also, this is the first time since 1976 that they've been undefeated, which is crazy. So looking forward to that game, the Buckeyes are going to have to engage their offense tremendously, and then Indiana will probably just have to engage their offense and defense since the Buckeyes have a lot going on defense as well.
Definitely.
But, obviously looking at the Big Ten, Oregon is at the top, and so obviously they're going to be in the Big Ten championship. What other teams do you guys think is at that Oregon level or just good in general in the Big Ten right now?
I don't know. I think Ohio State versus Oregon in the Big Ten championship revenge game after the 31-32 game. I mean, like that would be special, and
Yeah.
that's how I think. That's what I think.
It will bring views for sure.
Oh, yeah.
There's no better storyline than Ohio State versus Oregon. And again, this is not even the Big 10. This is the Big 20 right now. This
Yes.
is the whole name, right? Change the whole name right now. Is it 18 teams now, or is it 16?
I think it's 18.
18 teams.
I believe so.
The Big 18? I don't know. I like the Big 20 a little bit better. They might add a couple of more teams. But yeah, so, okay, we talked about the Big 10 rankings. How has that affected the AP Top 25?
Well, what a week, because Saturday was definitely raining upsets. Now, as you can see, all the teams from last week's Top 25 poll who were upset. Now, to go on to the rankings from this week, now the Oregon Ducks remain solid with just enough to get through Wisconsin with a 16-13 win. Now, in my personal opinion, I think Wisconsin should be ranked given the fact they gave the number 1 team in the country a hard battle. And there's no surprise, the Buckeyes will stay at number 2 with the show-stopping performance, as you talked about earlier, Jayla. The 31-7 win says it all. Now, the top 5 matchup coming up with the Buckeyes versus the Hoosiers will definitely decide if there will be any changes next week. Now, Notre Dame and Alabama move up to 6 and 7. After Georgia upsets Tennessee, Tennessee moves down to 10, while Georgia is now at 8. BYU will move down to 14 after losing to unranked Kansas. The Colorado We Coming Buffaloes have arrived. After back-to-back wins, the Buffaloes move up to 16 after a Big 12 win over the best defense in their conference, Utah. The No Point 19 ranking of Week 12. Washington State University lost to New Mexico Lobos, literally just moved them down to 25, may have cost them their playoff chances. Now, Kansas State's 24-14 loss to unranked Arizona State will drop them down as well. Arizona State is now ranked at 21. And to round out the AP Top 25 poll, Washington State University will take the 25th spot, and that is the rankings of Week 13. But also I want to ask, what do you guys see changing in the next week, like the Buckeyes and the Hoosiers? What do you see happening?
Yeah.
I definitely think that Indiana and Ohio State, I don't think that it will be that much of a shift just because Ohio State is ranked number 2 and Indiana's ranked, Indiana's ranked number 5 and then Ohio State is ranked number 2. But I definitely think these other teams like Georgia, Alabama, LSU, the SEC, I'm really shocked about the shift.
I always want to say that the SEC runs football, but the Big Ten right now.
I feel like the SEC gets some passes now because they just be coming back up, even with these losses. They be coming right back up.
It's even now with this NIL stuff going on. Everybody got money, so it's like,
And so it's like, I don't know. I'm really looking forward to the playoffs because it's bigger now, and so hopefully, not hopefully, but Colorado. It would be cool to see Colorado in it, and then also just
so cool.
Right.
But obviously, after every Ohio State game, people always have things to say. So what did you find on social media, Daria?
There was a lot of mixed opinions. You have one user saying we played down to our competition too often, should have blown Northwestern out, regardless, survive and improve. Which, I mean, he has a
nice.
point. They have a point. And then another user saying Howard played championship level football, receivers looked great, defense looked a little wonky, but still held them to only 7, so pretty solid. Huge to make it out of this game with no injuries. So, some positive. And then you have, it's always so funny / annoying how Ohio State will make a team look like they have a chance in the first quarter or half, and then make them look like the worst team to ever touch football. Which I have to agree, we do have slow starts a lot, but like they said, I mean, and second half, we're definitely a second half team.
Yeah.
And then one I just thought was funny was Ohio State win so I could be happy again for 24 hours. I have to agree. What do you guys feel? Do you agree with what people are saying on social media, or have any other opinions?
I say I agree because way too many times I've seen Ohio State start off really slow and then come out of the locker room and start blowing teams out. Yeah. Now, I do think we got to get better at that, Coming into the playoffs, we definitely got to make some changes, but with the one fan who said they're happy for 24 hours a week, I agree. You never know what's coming.
Well, I definitely got to be happy for 24 hours. I know the next day of Sunday, the Browns not going to really do much, so I need to be as happy as I possibly can be. I mean, Ohio State defense is number 1 in the country right now. You can't ask for a better. The defense has really, I feel like, held us up. Now, the offense has struggled a bit, but I mean, I feel like Will Howard is he has so many people to throw to. You can hand the ball off to Quinshon and Travion. Dion. Like, it's just so much you can do. And I feel like sometimes it may be like overwhelming to him knowing he has so much literally in front of him. It's like, okay, who do I go to? Is he open? No, but technically he is open. He's Jeremiah Smith, right? But okay, so obviously we talked about Ohio State versus Indiana, a top 5 matchup again, right? So what are you guys' predictions for that game? We can go down the line and talk about that.
Yeah,
Predictions.
well, obviously, I mean, I think Ohio State can come out with the win, and like kind of looking at like a score, I do think it's going to be a closer game just because the teams have been both competitive all throughout the season. But like you said, the offense really needs to step up, and they need to step up now, and they need to step up big coming into the first half because Indiana will take over, and we need the momentum of the Ohio State Stadium to really get this team going, going into like, you know, the season and playoffs and all that.
So what do you have the score exactly being?
The score, I don't know.
Do you have it being double digits, single digits?
I think it is going to be double digits. Probably
okay.
like, I don't know, like 20 to 18. I don't know. That's so like,
Okay.
I don't know, but
Okay.
like something close like that.
Okay. What about you, Kierra?
I say, you know, I got the Bucks winning, of course. But I think it's
Gotta
going to be.
convince herself for that.
I think it's going to be a close game. You know, of course, I know Indiana's undefeated, but looking at the schedules, you know, there's a clear difference. Even though we go back to, you know, the Nebraska game where they blew them out, we won by 3. But I think if the Buckeyes have everything on right, we're good. I think we're definitely gonna win. I think it's gonna be 27-18, something like that.
Why are y'all saying this like we're gonna miss a extra point or something? 27.
You never know.
You never know with the Buckeyes.
You never know.
I like that prediction. What about you, Daria?
Me, I got Ohio State winning. You guys are saying close. I'm saying close 3 quarters. And then fourth quarter we kind of pull away a little bit. I'm saying like, I don't think it's gonna be an overly high scoring game. I mean, strong offenses for sure, but like, I think the defenses are gonna be the real show in this game.
Yeah.
It's really who comes out and really wants to stop the offense. Like, to me, it's whoever does that is gonna win this game. So I'm gonna say like 28-14.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I like that.
Because Ohio State's defense is that dominant.
They are.
Like, they definitely have their plays where they don't look as good, but, you know, overall, I mean, how many times have we held teams to only 7 points? Like, and looking at Indiana's schedule, like, I don't think they've played any competition, really.
No, they
and then
haven't.
looking
Not
at
a defense like this.
Yeah, no.
This is the
and then
test.
looking at
Yeah, it's
Ohio
the test.
State's,
Yeah.
like, offense and defense, and, you know, we've had those tough games with Oregon. I mean, the Nebraska game shouldn't have been close, but it was.
Yeah.
And, you know, we played the Penn States in their environment, in these tough games, and I just feel like Indiana hasn't had that, and that's where in the fourth quarter, you know, they play us hard, and then you branch out a little bit. You see who's the top team and who, you know, really hasn't played anyone, but is 10-0 at the end of the day.
And you mentioned that Ohio State and Nebraska game, it shouldn't have been as close as it was, but the last play was an interception from Jordan Hancock. So again, defense, right? I think this game will be a 10-point ball game, right? So up a field goal and a touchdown as well. Not sure what the score might be. I just have it being 10 points. I think Ohio State's offense will come to play. Well, Ryan Day did have one message for Buckeye fans. He said, come out and be loud, okay? So you guys need to do that. And we'll let you know shortly how this game went, and we'll see you soon. So thank you guys once again for tuning in back to Unfiltered, and we'll see you soon.